Welcome, Floyd's family and friends. What a beautiful day for us to gather and honor an extraordinary man, Floyd. I am humbled to address such a wonderful gathering here today. I'm not a writer or a speaker, so please bear with me as I read my speech, and I'm very nervous. Okay. In trying to write this dedication, I remembered a poem I read many years ago. It was called The Dash Poem by Linda Ellis. This poem refers to the two dates in time that are carved on our tombstones. Floyd's dates being January 15th, 1931, February 23rd, 2021. One of the poem's verses states, "What mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that they spent alive on earth. And now only those who loved them know what that little one is worth." As we all know, Floyd's dash was priceless and huge. His dash represents 90 years that were full of faith, hard-working service, and personal integrity. Over the years, the U.S. Army, Boy Scouts of America, Westerville Christian Church, the Westerville Senior Center have benefited from his ability to organize, recruit volunteers, teach, mentor, and find funding and resources. Here at the center, he led and contributed to the Computer Connections Group, the Genealogy Group, the Photography Group, Westerville Senior Association Board, and the Westerville Senior Center Advisory Board. We were all part of his dash, and it may mean something different to each of us. I do think we can all agree that he had a gift to mentor people. He did not define success in getting awards or praise. He was most proud of how others grew and succeeded with his mentoring. I met Floyd 6 years ago and wanted to learn more about my Canon camera. I was on auto. Little did I know I would join him and a group of people that would become lifelong friends. We met every Wednesday for lunch. Our discussions included photography and anything else in the world we felt that we could solve. And we solved a lot. Floyd was our fearless leader. He was always supportive and encouraging. When Floyd needed help, we all did our best to help him. He had our respect and love so much that we could not say no to Floyd. When he asked, we helped. He enjoyed and needed those weekly lunches as much as we did. Floyd enjoyed hearing our photography outing stories and told us, "I will not post your bond, but I will go to jail with you." We would watch him mentor others with such patience. When we could answer a photography question, he would smile. He felt he had done his job, and he was proud of us. Some of you may ask, why a Monarch bench? Floyd had a passion for saving monarchs. He raised monarchs, he taught others how to raise them, and had joined the Monarch Watch organization in which he tagged the monarchs he released. So no ordinary bench would be for Floyd, because Floyd was an extraordinary man. The bench is joyful, happy, dependable, and will be here when you need it. It's a place to come, to laugh, to cry, to reflect and take pictures. Most importantly, to remember our mentor and friend, Floyd. We hereby extend our gratitude and appreciation to all of you who gave us this opportunity to honor Floyd. On behalf of all of us, we dedicate this beautiful bench to Floyd. Now I'd like to introduce Floyd's daughter, Lisa, who also has a passion for monarchs. Thank you.
I am Floyd and Iona's favorite youngest child. And on behalf of their other favorite offspring, Louise and Mark, and our families, I would like to thank Dad's Lunch ladies for sparking this idea for this bench and for the butterfly garden, the Westerville Senior Association Board and the City of Westerville Parks and Recreation Department for supporting this project, and all those who donated monetarily in his memory. The bench and garden are beautiful, and Dad would be honored. If he were here, he might go, ooh, ooh, ooh. I was asked to share the story of how he became interested in monarch butterflies. And after consulting with Mark and Louise, we came to the conclusion that we don't know. I do know that his interest in nature began at a very young age. As I started going through his boxes of family history, I found a scrapbook that was his when he was 5, and in it are pictures of birds and coloring pages. Did I say that right? I have problems talking. In it are coloring pages and cutout pictures of birds and different animals, but I don't know who gave it to him. I'm sure that he became more appreciative of the nature when he was in the Boy Scouts. I don't think you can go on a camp out without knowing what birds, bugs, butterflies, plants you are coming across. In the 1970s, we raised a monarch butterfly. I believe at Mom's behest, the caterpillar and the milkweed were kept in the garage, but the butterfly did hatch in the house. I remember it being on the curtains in the living room. But I don't remember ever having caterpillars or butterflies at any other time during our growing up years. Even though his work took up a lot of his time, Dad made time to explore and to learn. He would load up his camera and head over to a park and check out the nature trails. And he always kept lists of the wildflowers and the birds that he saw along the way. It was after Mom and Dad moved to Westerville that his interest in monarch butterflies really took flight. Soon he had common milkweed growing around outside of his house, in the grass, up through the deck. Then he was collecting aquariums so that he could keep the caterpillars in. Then he was modifying small storage containers. He would cut holes in the lids and hot glue mesh over the hole. Then he was looking for just the right sticks or branches to make what we named chrysatoriums so that the caterpillars could make their chrysalis on. He would call and say, "Lisa, I saw a butterfly. Come over here and check my plants for me." So we'd go through and check all of the milkweed plants because you couldn't miss a leaf, and we would bring in what we found. But he didn't stop with just the monarchs. As he learned about milkweed and monarchs, he learned about the other insects that frequented the plants. And he taught us more than we really wanted to know about the mating habits of ladybugs, milkweed bugs, and milkweed beetles. And his camera was always close at hand, capturing the amazing close-up images of these fascinating creatures. Many people will pass by this area. They'll see a lovely bench and garden in tribute to a man that they didn't know. And while this bench and garden are a tribute to Dad's passion for monarch butterflies, they will also serve as a reminder to those of us who knew him of his influence and contributions that he made to the Senior Center, as well as to the individuals with whom he worked and mentored. He may have been passionate about the butterflies, but his true passion was for the people and for their success. It is my hope that when you visit this garden, you will be inspired to carry on what he started. Not necessarily in raising the monarchs, but striving to learn, to grow, and in turn, passing on your knowledge to someone else. Thank you.
Lynn from the Parks Department now.
I do terrible at these, so you'll have to excuse me. My name's Lynn Kiger. I'm the program supervisor here at the Senior Center. I met Floyd many years ago. I can't even tell you when, because I was not at the Senior Center at that time. But he was always welcoming, joking with me, telling me, this is how you do it. I'm like, okay, Floyd, thank you. But when I moved down there, 7-8 years ago, He was always very kind, very sweet. He told Laura and I, this is how this is going on, this is how this happens, and this is why it happens, which was very helpful because we were just coming down there and not having a clue on why. So Floyd educated me a lot on why things were the way they were. One of the things I really remember him was him pulling me aside one day. Sorry, lunch ladies, you had gone away. I don't know where you guys were at, but it was just Floyd and I at the table. He goes, okay, Lynn, we got to talk. I was kind of, okay, crud. What did I do? I upset Floyd. Well, he was giving me the lowdown on things. This is what needs to happen because you need to buy this, you need to buy this, and you buy this because it's going to break. And I don't want you to be messed up with things. It was for Snowflake Castle. And I want you to be messed up with things. I want you to have this. So you need to buy this. I don't care what anybody else says. This is what you need. I'm like, okay, Floyd, gotcha. Floyd, we did get a new computer this year for the Snowflake Castle. So it is taken care of. So, but yeah, he was always very honest with me, told me how it was, and what the meaning of it was, which was very helpful when you come down there and not knowing why things were the way they were. He was always helpful with, Floyd, I have a question. Tell me why. Okay, Lynn, let's talk about this. When we talk about it, I bring my camera's picture to him because I know, again, I'm on auto, and I still am on auto. And he would explain to me why, and never made sense to me. So I'm still working on that aspect. But it was always fun to have fun with Floyd, joke with Floyd, have lunch, deliver his lunch to him on the lunch tables, or he would come through and we're like, come on, Floyd, we are not going to let you walk that lunch back. Let's go. We take it back to him for the lunch table. So he will be missed. He is missed. I'm glad this bench is here for his enjoyment and dedication. We made sure it looked out over the nature instead of the center. I know the backdrop isn't the best for the center, but you're going to look at the nature in front of you as you sit at the bench. So thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. I didn't introduce myself at the beginning. Somebody being nervous. I am Phyllis Hollifield, if you don't know who I am. I would like to thank Floyd's family for sharing him with us and supporting us on this project. For organizing this dedication, I'd like to thank Linda, Brenda, Marcy, who is traveling in Italy, Sharon, whose husband John traveled Israel and brought back the gift of COVID for her. She is very upset. Also, we'd like to thank the Westerville Senior Association and the Westerville Parks Department for all of their support. Please join us inside for light refreshments and to share some of your favorite memories, stories, to laugh, to cry, and remember a wonderful man who was greatly missed. Remember, your life is made of 2 dates and a dash. Make the most of your dash. Thank you. Oh, and please take pictures. Please enjoy sitting and taking pictures of this bench. The artist that did this was from Cricket Forge. I believe he's in one of the Carolinas. But he did a wonderful job. That's it.
Very good, girl.